Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So previously we've looked at some of the really good free resources out there on the UCAT exam. If you haven't checked that out, I really encourage you to see that before this. There are some really good options that you can exhaust before you pay for one of these resources. Today I wanted to cover the 3 best UCAT resources that money can buy and that have the best value for money. I've kept the timestamps below for all 3 and let's get into it. So the number 1 resource, and I think you've probably heard everyone talk about this, is Medify. I personally use Medify on a 1-month subscription and it was super beneficial to me. I found that most of the sections were as difficult as the real exam, with exception to I think VR. VR was much harder in the real exam and I found that a lot of people have that problem. But the way Medify is kind of laid out, it really helps you to see which question you're good at and which you aren't good at, as well as kind of your track record if you're improving or if you're depreciating. And it kind of lets you home in on your skills that need to be refined. Furthermore, I've noticed that the actual exam format when you take a full mock on Medify is very similar to the real thing. I'd really encourage all of you, if you have the money, go ahead and buy a Medify subscription. I really don't think you need longer than 1 month. And if you're really trying to save some money, 2 weeks really should be enough after you've exhausted all the free options and the 2 options that I'm about to give you. So my second resource is the Ace the UCAT E-Book, which is written by a student who scored an 835, which is absolutely mental, and a band 1 in his exams. And I actually didn't get the chance to use it last year, but I got a chance to review his book this year and voice my opinions. And I can say that it is an incredible resource. The main things that the ebook highlights really well is, firstly, it lays down a very good structure of the UCAT and how you should go about studying each section. I think it's been really well structured to allow people to see the main points for each section, as well as the general overview of the UCAT, as well as the key really important tips for boosting your score by 20-30 points that can really make the difference. And I believe this book is being sold for £14.99, which is, in my opinion, a great deal. It's a great book that has all the condensed facts about the UCAT exam. And the best part is that if you are qualified for a bursary, you can actually get the book for absolutely free. So that's really amazing for a lot of you. The only disagreement that I have with the book is that they specifically do not recommend the 1250 question book that I mentioned in my QR video for any of the other sections apart from verbal reasoning. And I think that although the textbook is slightly harder than the real exam, you can still get a lot of value by using the textbook and kind of understanding the concepts behind, for example, the maths or the decision-making section. Finally, my third best resource for the UCAT exam is the textbook I just mentioned, the 1250 question book for the UCAT. And honestly, this book was fantastic for me as a really portable way of studying when I'm commuting or on a plane or while I'm traveling. It was just very convenient. Furthermore, I think that the VR section is really good on this one. It's pretty much spot on difficulty with the real exam. And yes, the other 3 sections are a bit harder in this book, but I think that you can get a lot of value from that because there's good explanation for all of the questions and the answers. But also, when you do these harder questions, you go to the real exam expecting harder and end up doing much better because you're faster and more equipped. So that's why I really recommend it. I think this book is really well known and most people rate it really highly. So out of these 3 resources, all 3 are really beneficial. And if you have the money and you're willing to use all of them, I'd really recommend you buy all 3. I think the ebook is really good for you getting started and really getting the foundations right for the UCAT exam. The textbook and Medify are really good for just practicing in. And Medify is just really good because it's an online format that's really very similar to the real thing. So I hope you found that video useful. If you're taking the UCAT exam and need some extra help, check out my videos on the QR section and the big spike technique. I've found those to be extremely helpful in making me go from a 600 student to an 800. Anyway, thanks for watching and good luck on the exam.